Hello, my name is Kyle, and this is the Buy to Invest YouTube channel, where I try to improve people's products and lives by, the different things that you can buy in. This video I'm going to be talking about a book that I found several years ago, which has made a tremendous difference in my life, and it is only a couple of dollars, like $5 or $6. It's this little tiny book. It's called The Richest Man in Babylon, 6 Laws of Wealth by Charles Conrad. And boy, out of any book that I've read, this book has made a huge difference in my overall financial stability. So you have to save, some money to get ahead in life, because if you don't, you're always going to be hurting for money, from month to month. I mean, if you make $1,000 one month and you spend $1,000, or even worse, you spend more than that $1,000 that month, you're never going to get ahead in life. So the first law of wealth that Charles talks about is to save a portion of your income. You have to save, ideally at least 10%. The more the better, but 10%, most everybody should be able to save 10%. I mean, yeah, granted, if you have really low income, it'd be tough, but if you don't ever start that saving habit, then you're never going to do it. One of the best ways I've found to do this is to every single week when I get my paycheck, I look at how much I got paid, and I take a percentage, usually 10 to 20%. And before I pay anything, I pay myself. I take that, let's say 10%, and I automatically transfer it into a savings account that is going to earn me at least, a couple percent interest. So the second law is now to invest what you're able to save, from your paychecks, because, you don't want to just, if you save $100, you don't want to just have $100 in, 5 or 10 years or however long down the road. You want to, have more than that, because, you're a smart person and you invest. So to take the money so what I usually do is I take that money from my paycheck, I put it into a Ally Bank savings account, which currently, as of June, 2019, it's paying 2.2% interest, which is not terribly good, but it's a hell of a lot better than it's sitting in your checking account, because you're not getting paid anything there. I put it into that Ally account, and then once I hit, $500 in that account, or, a few $100s, so a substantial little amount, I'll transfer it into another account, like where I can actually invest it in, stocks or bonds, or something pays dividends, and many different avenues to invest in. Now this kind of leads into the third law, which is to avoid debt. There's kind of a caveat to that, though, because there are two kinds of debt. There is good debt, which makes you money, and there's bad debt, which doesn't make you money, which you don't want to have. So an example of this is bad debt from a financial standpoint is, let's say you have a mortgage on your house. That is bad debt, because you're just paying out money. You're not receiving any money for that. Now, what is considered good debt on the same type of situation, if you have a mortgage on a property that you rent out and you get money back in, then that is considered good debt, because it's actually, that debt is generating you income. So very distinct difference there between good debt and bad debt. Bad debt, like credit card debt, is a terrible form of debt because you're paying upwards of 20-25% interest. And what are you gaining? Really nothing. I mean, yeah, maybe it held you over shortly, but avoid credit card debt at all costs. Now, in order to, invest wisely, once you've built up some savings, you should don't speculate. Don't hope for the get rich quick scheme, because 99% of the time it's too good to be true. If it sounds too good, it usually is too good. So invest in things that you understand, things that, don't invest in bonds unless you understand, how bonds can go up and down, things like that. Invest in what you know and what you feel comfortable in. And, in order to do that, that kind of follows into the fifth law, which is to invest in yourself. Because you can't make wise financial decisions and investments and such if you don't know, what you're doing. And, so if you're just getting started, I would highly, highly recommend take the first couple $100 that you are able to save, and buy some books. Teach yourself some of the fundamentals of some of these things. Some of the books that I started with that helped me a lot is this book, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And YouTube is a great resource. I mean, it's free on YouTube, but you can usually get a lot more detail in some of these books that are designed to help you, and they're not that expensive, so it's worth investing in yourself. So that way you can take that little bit of knowledge and ramp it up, gain a new skill, make more money, and be financially independent and set. Now, this follows the sixth law, because the sixth law of wealth, you don't want to put all your investments, let's say you're investing in a business, all your money into this one business, and that business goes out of business and goes under. You've lost all your savings, that hard work. So what I recommend doing is, there's a really good analogy, kind of an old tree. The trunk of the tree, if that breaks, the tree dies. The tree cannot survive that. But if the tree, grows and then starts to branch out, and some of the branches, one or two branches break off, yeah, it's going to hurt, it's going to suck, but it's not going to kill the tree. The tree can recover from it. That's the same mentality you have to have with your investments. If you have all your money into, GE or GM or, a certain stock, and that company goes under, and, you've just lost all your savings. So don't put everything into one basket. Keep yourself safe by you don't have to spread yourself too thin, but enough that, if one fails, it's not going to be catastrophic to you. That's the last thing you want to do is, have your investments hurt you. That's counterproductive. So I really would recommend going through this book, reading it, buying it. Charles Conrad, The Richest Man in Babylon, 6 Laws of Wealth, because it's all habits, but you have to build on them, and he does a great job of explaining these 6 laws. I mean, this book has been around for many decades, and anyone who has any hopes of, kind of breaking free financially should read this book. So I hope you liked the video, and I am going to try and put out more content like this in the upcoming weeks. I have a lot of product reviews, a lot of different things to help improve your life. So I hope you like this video and subscribe to my channel if you're interested in that type of stuff. So thank you very much and have a good day.